How's it going, guys? It's Red, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a super powerful assault rifle setup that you guys can be using right now in Back 4 Blood just after the December update. When using this build, you guys should easily be able to get through Recruit and Veteran, and this build can even be taken into Nightmare. But before we get into that, if you're new here to the channel, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe for more awesome Back 4 Blood content just like this. Also, make sure to check out the link to my Discord server. It's going to be down in the description below. You guys can use it to find teammates to play Back 4 Blood with, so if you guys are in some dire needed teammates, make sure to come check out the Discord server. And without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright, so here we are in the deck building menu in Back 4 Blood. This is going to be the complete deck list, so if you guys are just looking to copy and paste the deck list, now is your time to do so. But for the remainder of this video, I'm just going to be talking about why every card's in the deck, what role it plays in the deck, and just everything like that. So the objective of this deck is very simple. We are an AR deck, so we are going to be the main DPS source, so we're going to want to target our attention to the special infected and then clean up the common after. Now, in the number 1 slot, we have Line 'em Up, which is a card that got a complete rework with the December patch, and this card became an absolute all-star in Back 4 Blood, because now this card gives us plus 10% effective bullet range, 15% recoil control, 25% bullet penetration, and 25% aim speed. This card basically does everything that an assault rifle wants to be doing. It makes it better at range, it makes it easier to aim, makes your bullets go through zombies better to, hit other stuff, which means you're also killing more stuff, and it makes you ADS quicker. Because assault rifles surprisingly kind of need a lot of ADS to make them good, because, their ADS is quite slow compared to something like an SMG. Now, in the number 2 slot, we have Cold Brew Coffee, which honestly, I think Line 'em Up and Cold Brew Coffee kind of just go hand in hand with each other, because everything that Cold Brew doesn't, cover, Line 'em Up does, and then whatever Line 'em Up doesn't cover, Cold Brew does, they just work together really well. Now, Cold Brew Coffee gives us plus 15% reload speed, 25% aim speed, weapon swap speed, and use speed. Now, this is in here for basically the exact same reason that Line 'em Up's in here. This just gives us so many effects at one time. Just like having these 2 cards active, we have 8 different consecutive effects helping us with absolutely no downside. And I mean, the downsides on these cards are like the worst parts of them, and some of them go to very extreme lengths. Like Mag Coupler here, we get plus 50% reload speed, but it disables our ADS. Like, that is such a big disabler. But this card gives us plus 15% reload speed, and we get 3 other effects with absolutely no downside. I think Cold Brew and Line 'em Up are absolutely all-stars in the game in general, but specifically for these AR decks, they are so good. Now, at the number 3 spot, we have Large Caliber Rounds, which gives us plus 7.5 bullet damage and plus 200% bullet penetration. Now, obviously, as the DPS guy, we want to be doing as much damage as humanly possible, and Large Caliber Rounds is the best DPS card in the entire game, in my opinion. This card got a rework after the December update, and it took the downside off this card. I don't know why. I thought the card was fine as is, but, they just made the card even better, and then they changed the rest of the damage cards in the game and just made them immensely worse. So Large Caliber Rounds is by far and away the best damage card in the game. Now at number 4, we have Trigger Control, which gives us plus 25% accuracy with assault rifles and sniper rifles. This one seems pretty self-explanatory. We just want to make ourselves more accurate so that we hit things faster, which means we can move on to killing the next thing faster. Now, in the number 5 spot, we have Ammo Mule, which gives us plus 75% ammo capacity with a downside of minus 5% move speed. Now, this card actually got a really big rework after the December update, because the downside for this card was originally that we couldn't hold any support accessories, making it so we couldn't carry heals. Now, in my opinion, that was just too much of a downside to make this card playable, but they changed it to say minus 5% move speed is the new downside for Ammo Mule. Now, this made the card from one of the worst cards in the game to one of the best cards in the game, because this essentially doubles your stockpile ammo for no downside. I mean, just think about how little 5% move speed actually is, and Turtle Rock Studios, the guys who make Back 4 Blood, literally came out and said they want us to start taking our time with the game. They nerfed all the speedrunning cards, and they want it to be slow and steady wins the race more than just running through the entire map. So getting a nerf to our move speed and playing into their game isn't exactly a bad thing. Now at number 6, we have Reckless Strategy, which gives us plus 30% weak spot damage with a downside saying minus 5% damage resistance. Now, the reason that I chose to put Hyper Focused not in the deck over Relentless strategy is because I think the downside that just having minus 40% move speed while we're shooting is just, I don't know, I think it's a little much for an AR deck because ARs are kind of slow to begin with. Like, they're the in-between between the LMGs and the SMGs, but I mean, like, they're not particularly quick, and I mean, when the time comes, we need to be able to, like, run and shoot, and then this just basically makes it so we're a snail when we're shooting, and Reckless strategy doesn't do that. And I mean, 30% is still good. Like, it's not as good as 50%, but I mean, it's kind of like a mag coupler situation where it's like, this is obviously the most powerful effect, but it's not worth its disabler. But with that being said, that's completely just my opinion. You can completely just clean swap hyper focus in for Reckless strategy if you're okay with that. Just for my personal preference, I chose this. Number 7 is going to be Silver Bullets, which gives us plus 10% bullet damage and plus 15% effective bullet damage range. Now, this is particularly good for ARs because, I mean, it obviously gives us more bullet damage, which we're DPS, that's what we're trying to do. But it also gives us effective bullet range because this is going to give us basically sniper distance because we also have Line 'em Up, which gives us effective bullet range as well. So when you combine these two, I have plus 25% effective bullet range, which means the gun shoots 1/4 farther than what it did before. Now, like I said, Silver Bullets is just a worse large caliber rounds. Like, it just doesn't pump out enough damage to make it all the way up here, but it's still good, so we still gotta play it. Now, at number 8, we play High Vis Sights, which gives us plus 30% aim speed. Now, the reason I put this in here is because ARs really don't have that quick of an ADS. Like, you know, when you're playing this deck, you can either play as Walker or Jim, and I usually lean towards Jim because Jim gives you plus 25% ADS speed. And when you have High Vis Sights, it's going to give us plus 55% aim speed, which really helps a lot with the ARs because they kind of have slow ADS, and that can kind of be a problem when you're in a tight situation. But again, if you don't really care about your aim speed and you think it's fine how it is, you can easily just play as Walker and then, you know, just leave High Vis Sights in the deck just to be good enough. Or if you really don't want to increase at all, you can easily switch this in for another just damage card or something like that. Now, number 9 is going to be Wide Mouth Magwell, which gives us plus 30% reload speed with a downside of minus 5% damage resistance. Now, this is obviously in here because we just want to reload faster to kill stuff faster. This one seems pretty self-explanatory. ARs aren't exactly the fastest reloaders in the game, but with this, it makes it doable. Now, number 10 is going to be Ridden Slayer, which gives us plus 20% weak spot damage. Now, this is in here because it's a worse Reckless strategy, but, I mean, I still don't want to play hyper-focused over Ridden Slayer, and, I mean, plus 50% weak spot damage, I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, that's hyper-focused level, but I have no downside for doing it. So at the number 11 spot, we have Shredder, which says each bullet hit causes the target to take 1% increased damage for 3 seconds, and it stacks up to 15%. Now, in my opinion, this is obviously an auto-include for any deck that is based around using fully automatic weapons. Now, I do think Shredder is a little worse in the AR decks than it is in something like an SMG deck because it just spews out bullets faster, and it's able to abuse this effect more. And in an SMG deck, Shredder will probably be, you know, somewhere up here. But, I mean, it's still good in the AR decks, it's just not, you know, broken. And, I mean, it's still just an auto-include because, like I said earlier, any build that has fully automatic weapons should be using Shredder. Now, number 12 is going to be Ammo Belt, which gives us plus 50% ammo capacity with minus 20% stamina efficiency. I mean, we go through a lot of ammo in this deck. Like, you're going to find out that even sometimes when you have Ammo Mule on, you're going to run out of ammo because you just spew out that many bullets. And as far as the stamina efficiency debuff, like I said earlier, the game wants you to play slower. Like, it's trying to do everything in its power to stop people from speedrunning. And I mean, this is just playing right into what they want. This is just how they want us to play. So, in my opinion, this is not that bad of a downside right now. Now, number 13 is going to be Reload Drills, which gives us plus 20% reload speed. Now, we play this for the same reason we play Wide Mouth, but, I mean, Reload Drills is just worse than Wide Mouth. That's why it's all the way down here. Now, number 14 is going to be Tactical Vest, which gives us plus 30% rifle ammo capacity and plus 10% damage with assault rifles and LMGs. Now, this card took probably the biggest drop than any other card in this deck because this card used to be like the #1 starter card. Like, this card used to be really good before the patch. But before the patch, these two cards did not exist. They did entirely different things, and they were honestly both trash. But with the new December update, I mean, with these cards existing, a card like this that is just so linear and based on literally only giving you more ammo and, you know, doing more damage, that is 2 things. But Line 'em Up offers you 4 different consecutive effects that basically covers everything that you're going to need as your AR player, with the exception of damage, which there are more than enough cards in the game to, you know, help you out with that. But the fact that you just get all these advantages for playing these cards, I mean, compared to this is just too linear to put really high in the deck. It's obviously still an auto include because it gives us more ammo and makes us do more damage. Like, what more can we want out of a card, you know what I mean? But it's not that it's bad, it's just not as good as these. And number 15 is going to be Energy Drink, which gives us plus 15% stamina, 25% weapon swap speed, 15% move speed while firing, and 10% slow resistance. Now, the reason this is in here is to be the last card you take, and it's just supposed to cap off you as you have your complete setup, because once you have slots 1 through 14, you're going to be reloading fast enough, you're going to be doing enough damage and aiming fast enough. I mean, you're not going to need anything else. This is just going to give you a bunch of extra things that are going to kind of put you over the top, you know, such as stamina. We have no other stamina cards in here. We have no other weapon swap speed cards. We have no other move speed cards or slow resistance cards. Like, that's 4 other categories that you're just getting buffed in, you know, for no reason other than just you running this card, which is really, really good. It's going to especially shine in situations like a finale where you're going to need to run more than normal, so the stamina is going to come in. You might have to swap your weapons more than usual. I mean, you're going to be moving faster and you're going to be firing a lot, so move speed while firing seems good, and you won't get as slowed by the zombies when they try to hit you. I mean, that's just exactly what you want. Well, that's going to do it for the video, guys. Make sure to leave a comment down below telling me any deck changes that you guys would make, and as always, if you happen to enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more awesome Back 4 Blood content just like this. Also, make sure to check out the link to my Discord server. It's going to be down in the description below. You guys can use it to find teammates to play Back 4 Blood with, so if you guys are in some dire need of teammates, make sure to come check out the Discord server. And until next time, it's been Red, and I'll see you guys in the next video.